Hey, it's Neil's Home Dynasty. Please like, share, and subscribe. Be kind, helpful, and grateful. Buy yourself some silver and some platinum. Don't listen to people who say they're experts that don't know what they're talking about when it comes to platinum. Because I give it to you straight as I get the information. And platinum, it's volatile, yeah, but it's going to go up, 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 up. It's going to go way up. It's going to run first. It's already ran. It was up 20% last year. It's up about 18% this year, 16% this year already. What's silver and gold done? Platinum runs first, then gold, then silver, silver. We'll find out. I don't know. I don't pay attention to economic things back in the 70s as a kid. But I do have some new news on South Africa. On South Africa. On South Africa. And in South Africa. By 2030. Here, let me get this. Oh, shit. It says here. New nuclear power sites, plural, planned for South Africa. Cameco, GE, Hitachi, Global Nuclear Fuel to collaborate with BWRX 300 SMR. Small modular reactors. The DEO and GE Hitachi team up to lower cost of building new nuclear reactors. Rolls-Royce, Cavendish Nuclear Design SMR Partnership Agreement. Nuclear power sites planned for South Africa by 2030. They're going to have, let's see, Eskom, South Africa state-owned nuclear electric utility, is scheduled to present its choices for sites to be home for a future nuclear power plant to be built in the 2030s. The utility says that moving forward on plans to establish a new 250 megawatt PWR type nuclear power site in the Thespunt in the Eastern Cape, just west of South St. Francis Bay, about 700 kilometers, 434 miles east of Cape Town. If built, the project would undoubtedly involve more than one reactor. So there you go. They're talking about SMRs and a full-blown 2,500 megawatt power plant in South Africa sometime in the 2030s. So they're going to be using SMRs before then. Hey, what's up, Chris? Chris, I'm talking about South Africa. They're planning to build several. Hey, Pete, they're planning on building several power plants to get like 2,500 megawatts of power through. So that was my cat. Sorry. Through nuclear power in the 2030s. The SMRs will probably be there first. So if they're looking that far out before they get any nuclear power, that means they're going to be relying on their coal-powered power plant for fuel, for energy, unless they get some SMRs, which aren't huge. They're small modular reactors, in which case, they'll be able to power maybe a city or two, but not the whole country off of that. So there's going to be probably platinum shortages for the next couple of years, unless something miraculous happens. But that was the news I had for you new on platinum. Other than that, I don't know what the price is now. I'm sure it's well worth getting. All right, on. Yeah, I really don't care about subscribers. They'll come. It'll come. It'll come. It's all good. I'm not doing this for money. It'll be a long time before I get subscribers to make any money off this. But the channel that I'm going to be opening up in a couple months, which will be my Lightning Strike channel, that one I anticipate to make money because I plan on directing lightning to certain spots on my friend's property and filming it from as the lightning come down from the sky. My image of what's going to happen is I'll have a camera down on the ground facing upward as the lightning comes down to strike the device. That'll be blotted out because I'm going to be making Fergatite Neil strikes. I don't know what I'm going to call it right now, but I plan on, like I said, having the bottom view going up. Hopefully the lightning will come from the proper direction for me to get that angle, because I've not seen one lightning strike from looking up, coming down direction. And I'm also going to have a camera off to the side to get the lightning strike, because I'm going to have 3 devices in a row that'll be generating possible lightning strikes in southern Alabama. Like I said, about 3 to 4, maybe 5 months, depending on how work goes. But that channel is going to make me money, because as soon as people see those lightning strikes, every lightning strike video that's out there gets a pretty good number of hits and a lot of views. So if I can get like a weekly channel going with different lightning strikes, dude, yeah, that Fergatite. I plan on having, if you research and go to the place I found Fergatite for sale, what Fergatite is when lightning strikes the ground in the sand in Gulf Shores, Alabama, and Perdido Key, Florida, northwest Florida, along the Gulf of Mexico. They stick rebar in the ground, and the lightning strikes it, and they dig up the lightning strike, which is called Fergatite, because it like melts the sand together in the form of the lightning. But because they're digging it up, they break it because it's fragile. I plan on, but it goes for like $250 for a 4-inch piece. If you go to sciencemall.com, they sell them there. Larger pieces, like 6 to 8 inch pieces, go for $4,000. And I plan on trying to get some 3 to 4 foot pieces with different color sand. I plan on actually doing lightning artwork, Fergatite lightning artwork as well. It's going to be a whole new thing. It's going to be cool. No one out there is doing it. I hope it gets lots of good reviews and views. And that's when I'll be buying more platinum, because then I'll have extra money. I've been looking, and here's something about platinum too. The reason why I push platinum. The law states that America can mint a platinum coin and put whatever denomination they want on it. I believe is the law. I haven't researched it in a while, but that means they could do a $1 trillion platinum coin. But what that also means is the American Eagle platinum coin should be more valuable at that point in time. And what I'm thinking is more like the Russian ruble back in the 1828 to 1845, when I think that a 3.6, a 6.4, 20.4, and a 30.4 gram platinum ruble. I believe those are the right weights. I'm not 100% sure on those, but they're right now sought after by avid collectors because of their value and the proof that platinum is money. It's been used in the past, and it will be again in the future. And law, of course, dictates that America can mint a platinum coin for whatever value they want. The mint, the sovereign mint, that now values platinum at twice the value of gold, except for the King Charles and the 2023 Britannias have $100 value on them to match platinums. I found that interesting, and no one's answered. All these gold bugs and gold enthusiasts on YouTube, not a one of them's been able to answer that question. Why is that 1 ounce gold coin twice the value of every other 1 ounce sovereign mint gold coin? Hey, Chris, would you know? I really want an answer, because I find it interesting that the selfish king doubles the price of his 1 ounce, or doubles the mint value of his 1 ounce gold coin, the first minting after the queen dies, because the 2022 Britannias and the Queen Elizabeth coins have a 50 pound or even in a 2012 case, a $50 value on the queen's coin. Never was it 100 pound or 100 value. King Charles and the 2023 Britannias are the only ones. And I think it's because he's a selfish. I beeped myself, so YouTube won't give me a strike for talking about a royal pain in the beep. I censored myself again. You can tell how much I like that gentleman. I don't really care for any of those royals. I'm Scottish Highlander, so I kind of sort of don't like any of them. It's just a thing for us. We just don't like anybody from England. May have been because for 80 years they made a law illegal to kill us. Yeah, exactly. Royal beeps. But these are things that some things no one tells you about in history. For 80 years, the English made it legal to kill Scotsmen who were wearing kilts. I've never heard of it being legal to kill a slave in America, let alone for 80 years. And that's not the end of it. On top of that, for another 60 years, it was legal to kill any Scotsman within the sound of a bagpipe, which is our traditional music. So for 140 years in the Scottish history, it was legal to murder the Scotsman. I don't know of any slave race or oppressed people that had it that bad, and no one complained. I just wanted to throw that out to let you know how strong the Scottish people actually are. Hey, John. Or no, it's I don't. They might be doubling their gold reserves, John. I don't know. I truly do not know why they do that. I don't think it's the reserves they have that make the value. I think it's the beep in charge of the country who's got his face on the coin that demanded it because he's such an arrogant beep. But that's just my opinion. Yes, it is nuts that people actually bow to them. I would do an about face bow to them and let them see what I think of them. Interesting, Crispy. Here's a. I don't know if you guys spend too much time following Tim Powell. Yeah, exactly, Pete. I was watching something Yara put out on Twitter. Has to do with see how nice and shiny that is. That's silver plated stuff. It like tarnishes real easy. But Yara put out this video, little home science that when you were homeschooled back in the day, long before idiots came along and brought in the public school system. Yeah, John. So I'm not bull crapping anyway. But if you have hot water, a fair amount of salt, and baking soda, you put a piece of tinfoil down in the bottom of a bowl, a deep bowl. You put the salt and the baking powder on top of it, put in the hot water, and dip your forks, stainless forks, knives, and or not stainless, plated, silver plated, the silverware stuff. You dip it in that, man, and it takes like 3 seconds. Crap comes up clean, man. If I'd have known that in the military, I'd have used that on my brass. I wouldn't have spent so much time doing this number. Yeah, but one day, for everyone out there, I do hope to find out why the king upchucks changed the value of his coin, of his country's sovereign mint. I'd be very interested to know that. I'm thinking about buying another 40 little 10th ounce coins because it's kind of cheesy just to give away one. So it's probably going to be like 2 or 3 at a time to individuals because I'm cheap. But I mean, I was thinking about last night, and to give away a 10th ounce silver coin for his giveaways really showing my true colors. So I'll probably give away like 3 at a time to make it worth your while to hold them, whoever wins. And by the way, your chance of winning is pretty damn good because it's only usually about 10 people here. So 10 people win. You're in. But on to better and brighter news, I was speaking with James Anderson of SD Bullion the other night. Oh, there you go. Thank you for that one, Chris. I didn't know that either because I really don't clean silver that often. The only thing I have is this right here. And this was actually has, you can't see it right now. It's got somewhere on here. Oh, no, where is it? Somewhere on here, it was given to me on my birthday. And it's got typed, here it is right here. NAH 42468. So it was given to me by my Scottish grandparents. Apparently it's a thing in our family to give away silver cups to the kids when they get born with their date of birth on it. And so this is the only thing that I have that is useful, and I've never really cleaned it until I found an easy way that Yara showed me. And now white cheap magic sponge works with just plain water. I'll try that next time. But cheap ways to keep your sterling silver clean, and I think that's cool, especially if you care. If you have like sterling silverware and want your guests to think you're cool. keep it all kinds of clean. So what are you guys doing this evening, Mr. Chris P? Have you found any good silver deals? And are you in Missouri also? I just took it that you're from Missouri. I'm not sure if Ron ever said where you're from. I do believe because you guys are friends, you're in the same city, but that's just an assumption. I don't like making those. I know John's in South Carolina. Oh, so you're in the Southeast Coast. Okay. But you're probably closer to John. He's in South Carolina because I know Pete's over here on the West Coast in California with me. We like suffering together in the stakes. We think one day, it'll be American again. Yeah, right. I've been looking at Covington County, Alabama, and Escambia County, Alabama. It seems like there's some real cheap for California prices. Land with houses on them, like less than 200,000, 2 acres, 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-story brick house. Out here, you couldn't probably get a studio apartment for that, and no lawn. Definitely not 2 acres. Although when I was in Hawaii back in December 2019 in Oahu, they had 2 acres selling for $250,000, which probably isn't that bad a deal, except for the fact that you got to like quadruple building expenses to get the material out there, which kind of sort of is a big deal. So what do you guys think about the nuclear power plant South Africa is planning on building in the 2030s? Any comment? Any of you guys have any special feelings about nuclear power plants? I actually kind of sort of like the SMRs because of the redundancy and safety measures. Apparently, the smaller nuclear that you go, hey, Jeffrey Bodine, bamboo hut in Hawaii. But apparently, the small modular reactors that Rolls-Royce is contracting with a couple countries to build. Yes, and that's why I always have been telling people since I found out about it to invest in the Rolls-Royce SMR project on the stock market, because I don't have a list of the countries that are contracting with them right now to buy some of those SMRs, have them build them for them. But once it gets going pretty decent speed, countries will be buying the crap out of them. As a matter of fact, America could probably use about 24 of them. So that way, when we have natural disasters and the power grid goes down, like say Katrina, it's already been like simulations have proven that if you bring in just one SMR, which is about the size of a 18-wheeler bed, it's real small. They could have powered all. They could have hooked straight into the grid, and everything that was working power line wise, they would have had power. They wouldn't have had to wait to drain the city. By the way, that was a running joke in Northwest Florida when I was a kid in the 70s and 80s. We used to laugh at one good hurricane. They'd shut their storm gates, and they would flood into be a big swimming pool, and that's what happened. It's kind of sad that as kids we made fun of it, knowing what would happen, and the people lived there didn't know that would happen. But whatever. So, Jeffro Bodine, are you from California? I know, Pete, I helped, I was working with Quality Erectors 12, 14 years ago when we were disassembling the power plant in the Northeast California. It's kind of sad, but whatever, Apparently we want green energy, and nuclear is green energy, but it's not green energy because they don't like it, which I don't understand. But yeah, the modern small nuclear reactor. Hey, AG47 Phoenix. Yes, finally caught a live stream from the magnificent Niels Han Dynasty, where we are going to build an empire on Chinese soil. No, I'm just kidding. Although there is a Han Dynasty, it's spelled H-A-N, not H-A-H-N. I kind of thought it was humorous, play on words when I called my channel Niels Han Dynasty. The actual dynasty in the Chinese in our history books was the Han Dynasty, HAN. But I just had a little play on words. So I never got an answer from Jeff or Bodine as to where you live. You live in a bamboo hut in Hawaii, or is that where you want to live? And I'm just assuming that AG 47, Illinois. No, I had Hotel Dynasty. That's hilarious. Yeah, Illinois. I'd be dreaming about a grass hut in Hawaii too. You guys get some white shit up there. It gets cold. So, has any of you guys been interested in investing in platinum just out of the blue? Maybe you sell some 10th ounce, quarter ounce, third of ounce, half ounce coins, or anything like that? Anybody? Anybody? I know Mickey. No, not Mickey. MJN, moderator for Financial Prepper, bought like 13 platinum coins about 6 weeks ago, I think it was. I apparently convinced her that it was a good investment. And I know Economic Ninja about 2 months ago, Travis bought a full 20 roll when it was even cheaper. He actually stated on the live stream he wished he had tripled his order or met me sooner. Either or. He would have done better. I thought it was 20% last year, actually more like 19, but I could stand or sit to be corrected. All I do know is outperformed gold and silver, and it will do so again this year up until the end of the third quarter. Then gold might start catching up with it, and then silver will follow. I believe is the order it goes when they start jumping. I do know in 1971, and Mario was on Liberty and Finance tonight, and he was saying that we were in similar circumstance right now as we were in the late 70s. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you, Crispy. That's same here. But and that's why I don't understand why people can buy gold. I mean, gold is twice as expensive as platinum. So if you for one 10th ounce gold coin, you can get two 10th ounce platinum coins, or 10 ounces, 12 ounces of silver, depending on price. So let's see, Chris, Jeff, AG. Any of you guys wanted to or been thinking of picking up some platinum? I know here in my town, the local silver coin guy, silver shop guy, he's in Vallejo. It's in North Bay. He has a shop in Martinez, which is in the East Bay. You go over the bridge, it's about 12 miles away. His daughter runs that shop, and there's like 3 or 4 shops in that area of the bay, and there's real competition. And she says that she doesn't like platinum, so she sells all the platinum to her father's shop, which is here at Vallejo. And it seems like every other local coin shop does the same. So that's why my coin shop has a lot of platinum, because he buys it off of other coin shops too. Because apparently, in the Bay Area, platinum doesn't seem to be a popular purchase, although a lot of people sell it, which makes me wonder. Of course, they had to have bought it at one point in time to be able to sell it, right? Because he's got quite a bit. My local coin shop guy has quite a bit of platinum. So if you guys can't find any platinum, as of right now, there's not a run on it. And my local coin shop guy has a lot of platinum. He doesn't have a lot of silver, but he's got a lot of platinum. Oh, and by the way, this is what I love about California. Let's see here. I don't know if you guys can see. There's seeds in there. These are marijuana seeds we can legally grow here. I'm legally growing 6. Depending on the price of silver in November, I'm going to have a lot of free silver, because the way I grow, I only add water. I don't do no chemicals, because I I grow soil, and I keep the microbes and bacteria in the soil healthy, so I don't need to add any chemicals. Like right now, if I was ever able to take you outside, I've got 2 half-line girls. All I do is grow fava beans over winter, like 50 fava beans, overload it with fava beans, because the fava bean has a small little pellet that attaches to its root system, because the fava plant draws nitrogen from the air and deposits it in nitrodes, these little half BB size balls in the root system. So if you cut them down right as they're getting their bean, or right after they're ready to harvest, and you harvest them, you cut them down, you just nitrogen enrich your soil in 3 or 4 months when it decomposes and ends in the soil. Yeah, that would have been a good buy. You could have 10x. You could have 10x. And here, check this out. Where I was going with that. Mario was talking just today on Liberty Finance about how we have the same scenario as late 1970s. And I was thinking, wow, in 1971, because of the economic scenario of the stagflation they were in, silver was $1.50 and jumped to $15 in 1 year, 10x'd it. And like what AG 47 Phoenix said, 10 years ago, he had a chance to buy some rhodium for 1,200, and it's now 13,000, 10x. So just imagine, silver 10x and 200, 250, 260, $300 an ounce shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, no, silver is a lot better of a deal. The reason why I started telling people, because platinum, when I started telling people, was $800-900, and that was a lot better deal. Because, and again, as time passes, things change. But had people bought at 800 or 900, right now at 1,100. Let's say you bought at 900, that's 200 extra, man. That's 7 ounces of silver when you trade platinum for silver. So that's 7 free ounces if you just bought 4 months ago. That's why I like the platinum to silver ratio, because it's going to go higher as well, and it's going to get there before the gold to silver ratio gets there. So you can get some good silver for your platinum, and then trade it for gold when it's 15-1. Yeah, silver is hella premiums on silver. Yeah, and the buybacks, they only buy for slightly over spot. AG 47, you got it going on, bud. So you paid like $960 after premium. So you're up $200 on your platinum, brother. Good job. I'm very happy for you. I'm glad I was able to talk you into spending your hard-earned trash money on some real shit, because that's a good return on investment. I think Jake custom car parts bought 3 ounces when it was about 890, 900, 910, something like that. Swapping, yeah, that's why I say look for the platinum to silver ratio, silver to gold, and then gold to silver again. Yeah, exactly. Trash currency. Yeah, and that was a quick smackdown. And actually, that I don't know why. I think that was when the Hunt brothers and were buying all the silver back in 1990, 1980, and I think in 81 it topped out at like 49.95 or 55 or something like that. Unicorn fart dust. That's right, Chris. Uniform fart dust. I got to get used to saying that. But yeah, just like Mario was saying on Liberty Finance tonight, he said he compared this economy today as the economy of late 1970, and in 71 is when silver 10x'd. So definitely pick up any kind of silver you can, in my personal, non-professional, non-financial advice role as a nobody, suggesting nothing to you. But you'd be smart if you got some in you, because nothing's ever exact, but the wheels on the bus do go round and round, and it's just looking awful lot like it can 10x, and it's not nearly impossible nor infeasible. And quite frankly, with the stomp down it's had since 1971 when that happened, silver's been stomped down. It could 20x with FOMO, you know, before it settles back down to the real price, which for silver, $235 an ounce is the actual price. What are you guys' speculation on what the real price of silver is had it not been stumped down over past our lifetime? Yeah, it does never end, and Jamie Dimon is probably going to guarantee that's going to happen. $44 an ounce. Okay, yeah. That is expensive, but check this out. If you go back to 1980, was it $45 an ounce? That wasn't a sustainable price. Sustainable price probably back then was 20, 25. Like it is now probably 18, 17. With inflation of 2%, silver should be $235. And now this is what gets me with people in psychology. The use case of silver has increased 1,000%, which should put the price a lot higher. So in reality, the price should be around $400 to $450, which should supply and demand curve and the need for, plus meeting the market's curve. It's economic school theory. It's very feasible for it to be at that price for the use case and need and inflation rise of just 2% since the early 80s. I don't see how anyone could. And what they did with nickel, you guys remember what they did with nickel a couple months ago? They shut down the whole damn nickel trading because the little guy like us was making too much money on a run on nickel. So they closed down the nickel thing to save one rich guy billions of dollars. It's like, it's a fucking scam, right? So even if you do have silver and gold and platinum, it's all a scam. We don't know the real price. Yeah, it's not legal though. I don't believe. Actually, CDB is actually legal there. Yeah, Chris. Between that's what the price should be. I'm to the higher end of your estimations. I tell that to everybody. I told that I was talking to this Ameritrade guy because I opened an Ameritrade account, and I was talking to the guy who's helping me do an exchange, and I was on the phone with him about 15, 20 minutes, and I said to him, I say, what do you know of that's half of its 1981 price? Are cars half what they were in 1981? I think cars were like $8,000. Are they half price now? And houses were like $50,000, $40,000. Are they half price now? If you could find something, and this is how I talk to people, and this might be how you should be able to talk to them instead of pushing silver down their butts. Speak to them like this. Say, can you think of anything that's half of its 1981 price? I can. And after you mention, cars and houses being half price of its 1981 price, you've got their attention to mention silver. And it'll stick in their brain longer. You just don't run up to them and say, hey, you want to buy some silver? You should buy some silver. It's good. Silver's cheap. It's underrated. That's how I enlighten the unenlightened or uninformed on silver. You get them thinking about there's something serious out that window for them to be there like that. You get them thinking about other things like houses, because everybody knows a house ain't half price from 1981, or cars, because everyone's got cars, but not everyone's got silver. So I break the conversation into like that. Yeah, 18,000 is that $18,500 house half price now? You know, and especially if people bought a house back in the 80s or 81. They're like, hell no, it's not half price. What the hell is half price? Is the first thing their mind says. And you just caught their financial interest by introducing the talk of silver, by talking to them in that manner. You know, get it in a relatively familiar way of thinking to the people who are ignorant about silver and gold and real money. At least that's what I do. I still get shut down and got walked away from and called nuts. But I have talked to a lot of people into buying silver and platinum. So I think I'm doing my job pretty good, trying to waken people up. Exactly. They have no clue. That's why I mentioned it to them in the forum that they do have a clue on houses and cars. It made before the year 2000, and they're still not half price of their 2000 price. Although, again, I have a red shirt. Where's Ron? Ron! What's up, buddy? Now you get to see me live. I have no bell to hit. Sorry, bro. I do drink tea, and I have cats I can show you. Every now and then when wind shows up in the window here or that window there. Yes, that's Ron. I was mentioning you in my last live stream for sending me that gram of platinum, which I thank you for, sir. I did get. But because my channel is so much smaller than yours, I can't give away ounces, Ron. So I'm giving away these next month. I'm going to start giving away these. I got a whole bunch of little 10th ounce, and they look cool. There's lots of different types of 10th ounce coins. Some of them don't look as cool as others. See, it's hard to see with the reflective. These ones are really shiny, and it's got a buffalo on the back, and they feel really, really cool in your hands. I like them. But I'm going to be giving those away to people that come in. Susie wants to see a cat. I tell you what, I got Ginger. Come here. I got Gin with Engine. Come here, Gin. Oh, come here, sexy butts. Oh. Here's Ginger. She's a love bunny. Let me put the. There we go. No, stay up here. Say hello. She usually loves being in my lap, but she's not loving it right now. I could probably get a. Come here. Oh, here we go. Gandalf, come here. Gandalf's in the window, right there. That's Gandalf. Yeah, like most girls in my life, they come and go real quick. You know, you can teach a parrot to take shiny things from people. Go in that person's purse and grab the silver. You know, crows are actually good for that. And they're smart enough to be trained and kept as pets. You just looked at by most people as weird if you keep a crow as pet. But they actually are attracted to shiny stuff. And if you go to a crow's nest, you will find most likely if the crow, there's percentages. If the crow, if you're missing lots of shiny things like in your yard, or you drop change and you know it and it's gone, or you have lots of little decorations that are shiny and they come up missing, if you go to your local crow's nest, you'll probably find it there because they collect shinies and use them in their nest. For some reason, they're attracted to, I guess, they like silver. So a crow is a good pet. So, Ron, how are you doing? Have you bought any platinum? Yeah, split their kinds and they can't talk. They're also smarter than dogs. Crows have been found. Crow's nest on the pirate ship, exactly. What was I going to say? Talking to Ron. Yeah, about buying platinum. You keep on suggesting that you might. I just want to know if you have. We have a couple other people in here who like a AG47 Phoenix bought some. Yeah, those are cool. Those are going to be given away if you come back. AG47 next month. I'll be giving those away. But he bought some platinum, and I know Jake's Custom Car Parts bought 3, and M&J bought 13, and Economic Ninja bought 20. So I'm just trying to talk people in, and most especially people who have YouTube programs, trying to talk them into buying platinum, so that way you can say you bought it because you have more subscribers than me, and someone else might buy some platinum, be able to take advantage of what platinum's going to do this year. So does anyone have a topic they want to talk about? Any new mining operations? Speaking of which, Ron, I looked into that First Mining Gold. I like it. It's very similar to a couple smaller projects in silver minings that I've got. So I just transferred some cash from my bank account to my brokerage account, and when it clears, I'm going to buy a couple $100 worth of First Mining Gold. Well, platinum will do you well. It will do you very well. Especially now, here's a question for everyone in chat, and please do answer. Do you believe we are in an economic war with the BRICS nations? This is an honest question. I'd like to know what you guys' personal beliefs are. Actually, I've got a couple questions for you guys. That's just the first one. What do you want, Gandalf? Oh, Harley. Harley's meowing at me, Ron. I don't know if he'll want to be on TV or not. He is a very photogenic kitty cat, though. It's my tabby boy. Okay, so we are in an economic war. Next question. Do you think BRICS wants to win this economic war, or do they want to lose it? I personally feel they want to win it. And the reason why I ask this question is, and you probably already know why I'm going to ask or what I'm going to say because I'm a platinum guy. BRICS nations control 95% of platinum mining. If they want to really, really win an economic war against the dollar, they could monetize platinum and back it in their commodity-based monetary system, and they could blow us the frick out of the water because they could revalue platinum to whatever price they want, and then we have to buy it from them. Is that not a winning solution? Now, I hate giving the enemy a winning solution, but by God, I can see it, and I'm a 10th grade dropout. And that's another reason why I suggest buying platinum, because if they do that, platinum could be 10 times the value of gold, but only if they do that. If you feel or believe that they would do that to win the economic war, I suggest investing in platinum. That's all I'm saying. It makes common sense. I've heard on the news that we're in an economic war. Okay. Then why wouldn't they want to win it? Buy some platinum. Dude, they control it, man. If it's an economic war, Ron, they control that commodity. 95% of that commodity is controlled by South Africa and Russia, both original 5 BRICS nations. It doesn't take an economist to tell you how to win that economic war, in my opinion, and I'm a dumbass. I didn't even finish 10th grade. And no one else will talk about it. That's why I talk about it on my show. I've mentioned it on Chris and Travis's show, an Economic Ninja and Financial Prepper, but they haven't really touched on it that much. It seems like it's a radioactive topic, but I don't see why they wouldn't. And if they don't do it now, I mean, things don't happen fast. I mean, it could be a couple of years before they get their crap together to be able to do it. But look who's joining. Who wants to join? You got Saudi doesn't like us. Iran doesn't like us. Iraq doesn't like us. All the countries, Venezuela doesn't like us. All the countries that join BRICS really don't like us. So why would they not want to do the most harm possible to us on an economic war? Monetize platinum. Blow us out of the water. That's the bet that I was telling people earlier. James Anderson of SD Bullion and myself have a bet. I made him last night when we were talking. He was talking about 4 major banks. One of the 4 major banks is going to fail. And I said, all right, James, I'll bet you a taco that it's going to be Bank of America. And he said, all right, Neil, but I think it's going to be Citibank. So if Citibank goes down, I owe him a taco. If Bank of America goes down first, he owes me a taco. I thought it was a fair wager. Yes, Ron. And the reason why Russia actually only has a small portion of that is because it's and it's been a while since I've tried this. It's a Russian name, and I'm gonna butcher it. It's Nikolol, something like that. It's a company in Russia. They're a nickel mining company that came across a platinum group metals vein. They also get rhodium and rhodidium along with platinum out of that vein that they found as they were mining for nickel. So it's not a platinum mine specifically. Now, as far as platinum only mines, South Africa has the largest and only 4 mines that specifically are in production for platinum, palladium, rhodium, the platinum group's metals. So basically, the biggest and the most consistent supply of platinum is out of Africa because they're actually platinum miners. They weren't going after nickel and then found platinum, rhodium, and rhodium, and that other one. So yeah, it's a large amount because America actually produces about 5% from our placer mines or gold mines. You can get pellet-sized, look like lead pellets, but it's actually platinum in placer mining here in the northwest of America. But we have about 5%. Russia's got like 10%. So yeah, that would be 85% for Africa. You are correct. Well, it's the platinum group's metals, PGMs, the rhodium, all of the platinum group metals. I can get you a list right now. Rhodium, platinum, palladium, and rhodium. Yeah, okay. I was kind of spacing on the palladium. I know about the rhodium. Yeah, so platinum, rhodium, and that other one I just mentioned. Yeah, actually, considering the American Eagle platinum coin is $1,220 is what they're wanting, but it seems like the American Eagle anything is a lot more expensive in whatever the metal form than any other countries, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, I think it's a good price. Again, like I said a couple months ago, when Impala Mines, I think it was, sent out to their shareholders they're going to have a reduced production of platinum by 15% this year and increased demand by 18 to 25%, which made a 40% spread. And if you add psychology to that, once it hits the retail, I was at easy 1600, my personal opinion, for platinum sometime this year. And it'll be before gold hits 3,000, because typically platinum, since the need for the Industrial Revolution, and platinum dumped 50% of its value or 100% of its value to be half of what gold is back in 1920, and then its use case went up. I don't. There's so much about economics. I just can't fathom how it works. I mean, it's clear manipulation. Clear manipulation. So, I mean, do you think it's blatant in silver? As soon as you really get to know platinum, you'll be like, huh? How can they do that? And they do it. Probably the reason why it's so volatile. It's because it's easier for the real price to be seen and shoot through because it's a smaller market cap. And the smaller the market cap's also the easier to manipulate. But anytime that a use case for a metal goes up 18 to 25%, you should anticipate a 50%, 40 to 36 to 50% increase in price easily. And then if they're going to decrease the amount of production by 15%, there's add 30 more percent to the price. And that was back at, like I said, $900. So, but that's economics in school. It doesn't work like that in the real world. It's probably going higher. Retail FOMO being what it is and all. So, you guys thinking any more seriously about platinum ever since I was able to put together economic war and a way to win it for the BRICS nations against the American dollar? Was that convincing enough to maybe invest a little bit into platinum? You know, I wish one of these platinum miners would sponsor me. I'd get a platinum filling in a tooth. You call me Boy Hood. Platinum P. P Daddy. Platinum Daddy. Yeah, there you go, Pete. Neil the Platinum Guru. I just fell in love with the weird metals, man. You should take a look at some of my old girlfriends. They're weird too. No, they're not. They're actually quite beautiful. And also hate me a lot. Yeah, well, once you see what I do with the Lightning Strike channel, you guys will be totally shitting your pants. I'm gonna be doing some historical first, hopefully, if it works out. If not, I'll be blowing up a lot of shit until I get it figured out. Yeah, you know, JM last live stream, and I love that you guys on Learning the Computer do this. He researched a little bit online for me, and found out that like 2140 is when they're projecting us to be mined out of silver. So if you're looking at Bitcoin as just an example of what should happen to silver, it should happen a lot sooner than later. When it comes to halving, it always like goes crazy on price because there becomes less of it. Well, it's a computer key strike thing. You can always break it apart more. You can't do that with silver. Once we're mined out, we're mined out. So yeah, not to sell your silver now will only make it more valuable later. No chance of that not happening whatsoever, because once 2080, 2090, 2200 come along, I mean, we'll probably all be dead, but our kids and grandkids are going to be alive. When you got 40 years left before we're mined out of silver on this planet, yeah, you want to know what unobtainium is going to be? They'll be wealthy. So if you can purchase it for generational wealth, by God, do it, because the actual facts are out there. In 130 years, there's not going to be no more to be mined. That makes it invaluable. You set the price at that point in time of what you want to get rid of it for, unless they can, you know, figure out chemistry and pull a, what's that? Using the wheel to take straw and spin it to gold. That little fairy tale. Unless we can find out some chemical solution like that, it's going to be gone in less than 150 years. So it's going to be very valuable. But that always leads me back to asteroid mining, space mining. We're going to have to go there, because if we need silver as bad as they say we need silver, we're going to have to get it from somewhere, and we're going to be mined out within 150 years. So where the hell are we going to? What is our society? Oh, we're dead. We're done. Sorry, we don't want to go out in space and get any. That's not going to happen. That's right, Jeff Robodine. And here's another fact I love throwing out. there is more platinum on the moon than on Earth. So, a consequence of an economic war between BRICS and America, if BRICS does in fact monetize platinum and jumps the price to whatever they want it to be, that just makes it that much more easily feasible to go mine it on the moon and start a refinery, because China discovered H3 on the dark side of the moon, which is used for rocket fuel. So if you're going to have a refinery on the moon refining platinum and mining platinum, you might as well go ahead and make some rocket fuel too, become a shell station for anyone who wants to stop by and refill their tank to go to Mars, be the next trillionaire. Uh-oh. Ron's throwing some jabs at Chris. Yeah, and speaking of that, Ron and Chris P, I started out actually, I was pretty big into crypto because I was excited about it. I saw opportunity. And anytime I see opportunity to make money, that's the first thing you see. So I hopped into it, and then I started learning. And then I said, holy shit. But as all this happened, I got introduced into silver through my research in crypto. And I was like, well, why isn't everyone buying silver? This is about 2 years ago. And then I jumped over into the silver and PM market. But what I learned while I was in the crypto market was XLM had signed a contract with the Treasury Department to make FedCoin, to help them with their algorithms or whatever XLM has or is good for or used for, whatever it is or whatever. The Treasury Department found it a sound investment to go and partner with them to making FedCoin. So if you're in the business of making money, I don't personally care for crypto, but I think I will buy some XLM, because just for the mere fact of, you can make money selling snake oil, dog poop, or anything else. So if you have a good salesman, which the American government could force a sale onto us of the Fed coins, so it would be profitable to invest in the seed company that helped create FedCoin, which is XLM, and then take that money, that profit margin that you make off that, and buy real shit with it, or real crap with it. That would be a decent way to make money out of crypto. Like I tell people here in California, I've already gotten my tax dollars back. Every tax penny I've ever paid the state, I've gotten back from the state. They sent me a check giving me all my state taxes back. But it wasn't quite like that. I did get my money back, but it wasn't from my taxes. I became a beekeeper and became real good. Pete Sasquatch knows this one. And I became such infamous beekeeper up here for extractions. I'd do all the crazy ones that the state of California started calling me up to do extractions on their state buildings. So I charged them an outstanding amount of money to extract bees on their properties, averaging $3,500 per extraction. Yes, $3,500 per extraction. So I got every penny of money I've ever paid the state in taxes back in the form of bee extraction money from the state. And that's how I consider me getting back at the California IRS or the state franchise tax board. Yes, Ron, and I'm glad you said added platinum there, because I think I have made too great a point of platinum not being a legal monetary coin, monetary metal by the law that we have. I have one of my cats throwing up if you're hearing it. I would run in there and check on him, but I don't want to deal with that right now, and I'm on a live stream, so I'll deal with it after we get off the live stream. It's always fun. Yes. See, hey, Ron, there's Gandalf again. You can tell your wife. And look at his tail. Boy, he must see a cat out there. His tail is going crazy. Yeah, he sees a cat. He's running to the other window right now. I leave all the nope, he's back at this one. Nope, it's a bird. He's looking up. He sees a bird probably on the fence out there. He's wiggling like he's going to jump through the window. Yeah, I'm interested in this Nixon thing that he said back in '71, and he said when he took us off the gold standard and said it was temporary, and it's been like 52 years. and we're coming to the end of this Fiat Unicorn Fart Dust. So I'm interested in seeing what the new dollar bill is going to look like after we get through this, because we're always going to have a dollar bill. It's not going to be digital. There's always going to be a dollar bill. There's always going to be physical cash. We're not to the point in our society where we're going to not have physical cash. And thankfully, I have a guy that if I have any checks, he'll cash up to $15,000 and hand me cash. The bank won't even do that. So I'm very grateful that we'll have cash, because it is a way to get around government's intervention. Yes, loving the bees. I used to, that video I sent Pete Sasquatch one of my temporary government program. Yeah, there's nothing temporary about temporary government programs. Once they snatch the money from you, they'll quit the program and keep snatching the money, and they'll stick the money in their pocket. I think Ron always has his red shirt on when he talks about silver. Yeah, my show's not nearly as interesting as yours is, Ron. I don't have as cool a background, and I do show my tattoos. You guys see my tattoos? Bet you didn't know that. Look at that. Neil's got tattoos all over, all the way across. See, but you can't see them when I have my shirt on, which is what I like. I bet your wife doesn't like you sleeping in that red shirt. You know, I'm a big advocate in just 10% straight sales tax, no income tax, no IRS, just 10% sales tax, and run the country off that. When you can't run the country off that, start cutting, because you're going to run the country off that. That would be a kick-ass way to run this government. Thank you, Ron. I try to keep it interesting and real. I do smoke cigarettes. I do smoke weed. I don't hide the fact who I am, what I am. I do tell you I'm a 10th grade dropout. Every now and then I mention I have 156 IQ as tested in 7th grade, because I went to private school because I quit 6th grade too. I told them the teachers were stupid. And my parents sent me to a Lutheran reunion. There's Dixie. That's my black and white kitty cat. She's a cutie pie. She talks to me a lot. Lee Blacklocks, agree with me. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, I was in 7th grade. I went to Lutheran Redeemer. My parents sent to me a private school because I couldn't get along with the stupid public school teachers, and they had required reading, and there's like 26 credits, and each book was like 3 to 4 credits, and I didn't finish reading one book in the year, and they thought I was illiterate and couldn't read, and they said, we're not going to pass Neil because we think he's stupid. So I was forced, a private school forced me to take an IQ test to prove how stupid I was, because I'm a liar. They didn't believe me when I said reading puts me to sleep because it's boring. You know, obviously I'm a liar. That means I can't read. Till I came back and the school said, no, he's got 156 IQ. He's the smartest kid you have in school. Leave him the fuck alone. And they passed me to 8th grade. No problem. They treated me differently too. They didn't treat me like an idiot. They treated me like a real human being. But apparently kids lie. So you can't believe them when they say reading puts you to sleep. You just treat them like they're ignorant. And if their parents are poor, then they're obviously stupid. So that's why I didn't go to no Ivy League college, because my parents were poor and alcoholics. Thank you, Chris P. I actually totally don't care about no algorithm. I don't care to get unauthentically drawn real people to my show, because I like interacting with each and every one of you that's here. And I like believing that I know you because I've seen and spoke with you on other shows. And I feel that we have a commonality amongst us. And I like that more than I like saying I have 1,687 subscribers or whatever. I'm not your normal person. I'm gonna make lots of money doing other things. Now my Lightning Strike show, TV show or YouTube show I'm gonna do, that one will be for to make money, but it will make money too. So this one's not for any of that. It's more for camaraderie. And once I figure out how I can do a live stream and bring others on board to where they can, like what Ron does and whatnot, once I figure that out, I'd love to be able to have you guys, be up here on the screen with me. I just want to get to know like-minded people and get somewhat of a community built up, and actually spread knowledge that I have that I can't take advantage of because I'm poor, that maybe someone else can. Because like a friend of mine, financial prepper, Chris Taylor, he said, if you can't generally be happy for someone else, you're fake, you're a liar, and pretty much a piece of crap. And that's true, in my opinion as well. So I am genuinely happy for anyone that can take advantage of any information that I give you guys. And I hope that you do. And if nothing else, I hope that you research and gain knowledge on your own from being interested in some of the stuff I say. That would be kick-ass for me as well. But to have subscribers that are ungenuine, I don't really care about that. I'd rather get to know real people and help out real people and try and network for real good people. And that would please me more than having a couple thousand subscribers on this channel. Although I do very much appreciate everyone who does share my channel and whatnot. It's absolutely of no relevant importance to me, seriously, whatsoever. Everything grows through time. As long as you keep doing it, it's just a matter of time. If you have good content, people will come, people will share, but I don't want to push it. And on my videos, I had trouble when I do my geopolitical stuff, my non-live stuff. I put like, share, subscribe, buy some silver, platinum, be kind, be grateful. That's just sayings. And actually, I'm probably gonna stop saying like, share, and subscribe. I'd rather do that for like Arcadia Economics. Chris Marcus, cool dude. I like promoting his stuff. I like promoting Economic Ninja and his stuff, because those guys, and Financial Prepper, his stuff, because they promote good shit. And Ron from Ron's Basement, I promote good people's stuff. I like doing that. So I'll put like, share, and subscribe, because I want you guys to grow, because you have a bigger audience, a better audience, and you have a better presentation than me. I'm an idiot with computers. I don't edit. I don't do none of that stuff. I mean, even Ninja's non-editing stuff's better than mine. That's how ignorant I am with it. I'm sorry, I thought I saw a cat in the background there. They do come and go in the background. Hey, Ron. Okay. Wow, that's right. It is later there. You have a great night, my friend, and I will talk to you later. And have yourself a great show, next one you do with Chris P. And actually, it should be even later for Chris P if he's on the East Coast. But it is Saturday night. So we'll stay up late on Saturday night. But Ron's got kids. I hear kids wear you out. I don't know. I don't have any. Well, yeah, I do. I had 3 out there, 5 in here, about 12 out front, but they all got 4 legs. They don't talk. They meow and purr and bark. I'm a bot. Yes, Sarge, you are a bot. Where's your silver at, buddy? Is it still 10 paces north of the oak tree in your yard? What's up, brother? I started off this live stream, Sarge, just to catch up. Letting everyone know that, and I already don't recall the name of the company. It's South African's nuclear power plant company or corporation or whatever. They're saying by in the 2030s, sometime in the 2030s, they're gonna build a new nuclear power plant to power South Africa. So unless they get some other source of power, they're gonna have issues mining platinum for a good 10 years. I'm sure they're gonna get an SMR though. Yeah. I like calling Sarge the hand model, because when he does his YouTube videos, you see his hands, you never see his face. So he's a hand model. I'm a smart ass. I'm not just having fun at your expense, because I'm a dick also. But I like having fun. No, Sarge is a great guy. I'm sorry, dude. As an iron worker, I'm a dick. I go at orientation. It's a no smoking job. I'm like, don't come out there then, because I'll be smoking. You want me to do the job? Turn around and don't see me smoke. You don't want me doing the job? Lay me the fuck off, because I'm going to smoke. I don't really. I hate conforming. I was very, very bad in the Army. I was in for like 18 months. I got out early because of a breach contract, but I went in as an E2 and came out as an E2. And then I served in a war, went in as an E2, came out as an E2. I do not take orders well, but I still get the job done better than most people. I just don't do it the way you want it done. I do it the way I want to do it. It's my ass on the line. You know, they actually do use geothermal, John. There are some houses that you supposedly, I think it's like 30 foot. It's for cooling. I think you go down 30 foot with these pipes and you run water up and down, up and down, up and down, and it takes hot water and turns it to cold water or some stuff like that because of the dynamics of the ground. I don't know if they've got it to where you can heat because you'd have to be close to a geothermal event, or not event, but a thing, whatever the hell they're called. Yeah, like that one in Mammoth or near the tar pits in LA as well. I imagine that's hot ground that's bubbling tar, so it's got to be some hot ground around there somewhere. In those cases, you could take probably cold water and turn it to hot water. Yeah, well, what is it? Yellowstone. Yellowstone's got a crap load of geothermal stuff going on. People try, bro. You know, I'm a little guy. I mean, you see Chris Taylor and you see me, I'm a toothpick. But let me tell you, man, big boys ain't that much because I'm an iron worker. There's something about iron workers. I don't know. I don't know. Not every one of them by no means. And then the real iron worker is a dinosaur nowadays. We're breeding a lot of. Anyhow, let's get off this subject. Yes, Chris is cut. He does good workouts. He eats a lot. I don't eat a lot. I actually learned about calorie deprivation diets a long ass time ago, and kind of agreed with the theory behind it. And quite frankly, the expense in savings of food. And as far as cut goes, I got it. I got that little flat spot there. I got a little flat spot there, and I got this one right here. I mean, I'm not cut. I'm just 145 pounds skinny. He's 240 pounds of rip. Dinosaur pee that's been filtered. Yeah, the thing about big guys, though, I bet you Chris Taylor doesn't have an 8-pack because it's hard for the big guys to get that lean because they're always bulking. It's kind of sort of a double negative when you're gaining weight and putting on a lot of weight. It's hard. Very few big guys have defined abs or whatever these ones are called here, and they're not ribs because my ribs don't face down like that. Whatever those muscles are called. You ought to see him back though. Back's kind of cool. I like working backs. I worked with was it Mr. Pensacola in 1985. He won best back. His name Donnie Mitchell, a little 5'4" guy. Lats, thank you, John. He was a little 5'4" guy. He was like 250 pounds. Freaking little short fucker. Big though, big little short guy. But because he was so short, he wasn't big as all the big guys, so he never won. And he wanted me to show him, like I said, back in 1984, because he was in Pensacola in 1985. I helped him work his back. Yeah, it does take discipline to stay in shape for about 30 years as an iron worker, and I'm not like handicapped. That's kind of says a lot in itself. Not most guys don't make it. I know actually probably 35% of iron workers don't make it 10 years because of injuries and shit like that. And then, 20 years, another 30%, so 30 years, rare breed. staying that long. And yeah, you always have to be vigilant with safety because you have a new idiot on the job every day. But that's neither here nor there. We are talking about, have you got any platinum? No, we already talked about that. No, I'm a big advocate of platinum. Actually, Sarge, from my understanding, if you fast for 3 days straight, your immune system resets itself. I've never seen a study where a person who has a disease has fasted for 3 days and had their immune system reset and actually be effective against whatever the disease they have. But modern medicine nowadays and pharmaceutical medicine really doesn't want that information out anyhow. But if anyone out there knows any information about that, that would be cool to get out to people. Because if you can reset your immune system by fasting for 3 days, dude, you could cure yourself of anything, most anything. Yeah, Freddie Ortiz was big, bro. I wish, usually I have a kitty cat jump in my lap by now, but tonight they have not. I'm gonna have to go grab one. I have several to choose from. It's just a matter of which one will be cooperative. Oh, hey, Gandhi. Gandhi, you gonna let Daddy pick you up? He's over here. You can't see him. I'm sorry. There he is. I'm gonna see if he'll let me pick him up. Love on him a little bit. He'll probably scratch me. What's up, big guys? What's up, big boys? You come with Daddy. Come here. Come here with Daddy. He's a good boy. Yeah, he's a good boy. Yes, he is. He's my Russian blue. He's a good guy, and he is gone. When you want to love on them, they don't want it. You gonna come back up here? you know, uh, like Blacklock, I believe I saw a little something. Audrey Murphy was that actor that was also a World War II hero. That dude was a badass, serious badass. And when I did a little research, not only on that, uh, I don't recall his actual name. And don't quote me on this. I believe he was a captain, Captain Kangaroo. That guy was a badass. And the guy from oh, what's it called? There was another guy. Won't you be my neighbor? Oh, what was it? He was also a war hero. And it's interesting how in the 50s and 60s, the kids shows like Captain Kangaroo and this other guy, something my neighbor, they were all like pretty badass soldiers in their day. Yeah, Mr. Rogers. Thank you very much. Yeah, Mr. Rogers. That dude was a badass too. Yeah, you look into this guys and you're like, that's a solid man. And he can do all that stuff he did, and then he comes back and teaches kids how to be nice and happy and friendly and cool and not assholes. Dude, those guys, much love for those guys, man. We need more guys like them out there. Yeah, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, Captain Kangaroo, and Audie Murphy. Some true American man that all kids should. And well, I don't know. I mean, for the psychology of it, I guess you could say there's Dixie, John Wayne, and Clint Eastwood put off a pretty good bravado in a theater sense for what a real man is. Yeah, I don't know if you guys know Pete the Scott Sasquatchy. He's a pretty big boy. He's a pretty big boy. Nice as hell though. Just like Chris said, nicest big guy you'll ever meet. There's Dixie. Dixie. Oh wow, Gandalf's off to the side. There he is, right there. There's something out there. There must be a kitty cat out there or something they're looking at. I know my little black cat. You can hear him in the background meowing. Shadow got out and was out for like 4 days. And I figured he'd come back because any cat that's been inside gets outside, figures out being inside's a hell of a lot better than being outside. Better food, better living, better pooping conditions, free loving. Outside they get their ass kicked, wonder where the next meal is, and run over by cars. So, yeah, out here it could be a bear. Who is it? Who is not invested in I guess less than $1 stocks in the chat right now? And which one would you suggest for less than $1? I myself, I think it was Dave Ramsey, not quite sure, mentioned what is it, Viper? Let me see here. I got it saved. It's yeah, Silver Viper. I got a couple $100 invested into them. They're 13, 14 cents. And then Rhinai Silver. Rhinai Silver actually has been pretty damn consistent. What are they right now? Come on. Now my crap's not working right. Oh, wow. No, they've gone up. Shit, I need to check my Ameritrade account. They were at, like, I bought them at 19. They're at 23 right now. First Mining Gold, Chris. Yes, I transferred earlier in this broadcast I put out. I transferred $400 into my Ameritrade account. It takes like 3 days for them to verify it. I plan on buying First Mining because I found out they're at 13 cents. And quite frankly, that's, I don't think Canada's a big threat for nationalization of mines and knocking Americans out. Mexico, different story. I won't invest in a silver gold miner that's in Mexico or any other country because, quite frankly, again, you got to understand we're in an economic war. As every one of you said, we were in an economic war. You got to keep that in mind when investing in foreign country. And if Mexico wants to join BRICS, don't have no Mexican companies because that's the enemy in the economic war. And you ain't gonna, you ain't gonna benefit too soon off of them, that's for sure. And quite frankly, they're more socialist, and the chance of them nationalizing their mines and taking your shares anyhow is pretty damn good. So, in my opinion, now, I'm a low risk guy. I don't like taking risk with money because I don't have a lot all the time. So I'm very prudent with it. It's a lie. I'm not really. I spend it on bullshit all the time. But investing, I'm kind of prudent. Hey, what's up, Jake? The typical people are here, and you haven't missed much. I've been trying to get people to buy silver. I actually mentioned you a few times as buying buying platinum off of suggestions over the past year and a half that I've made. Yeah, but First Mining Gold, I plan on throwing probably Thursday. I plan on throwing $400 on. Hopefully one day it'll go up to more than 51 cents. Which I'm sure it will with all the gold they got in the ground. I watched that. Actually, it was. I should have mentioned this while Ron was here. I watched his show with Keith Neumeier on it, and I guess the president of First Mining Gold. I watched that, and I was like, and Keith Neumeier follows me on Twitter, and I was like, all right, let me take a closer look at this. At least I can do is look at the guy's stock, and because you guys, Chris, you guys are pushing it. So I was like, I looked at it and I'm going to invest in it. And that's not for anyone else. That's not advice at all. I haven't, I took like 3 college courses for business management, and then I realized that they were stupid and didn't know what they're doing. So I am by far a financial advisor. Oh yeah, Sergeant. That's exactly why I mentioned what I mentioned about not buying in foreign countries. miners, because they've already nationalized the lithium mines. And quite frankly, look what they did to nickel, and even America could do that, which would fuck all of us anyhow. So then it would drop back to your last bastion is having physical silver, gold, or in my case, I like pushing platinum over gold. Right on. Right on, Crispy. Yeah, Sarge, riding in the back of the special bus isn't a good thing, bro. Although it reminds me of a story of I think it was Thomas. It's either Thomas Edison or Bell. One of those two, as a child, got sent home with a note and they couldn't read, and their mother read the note back to them, and she lied through the whole thing, saying they were a great person, real smart, and all this stuff. When really the letter said, "You're wasting your time sending this kid to school. He's stupid as a rock." I think it was Thomas Edison, but it might have been Graham Bell. One of the teachers wrote that about him. I saw a documentary on it. It was kind of cool. What, Lucy Bean? They unsubscribed you. I'm not that special. I am not that special to be unsubscribed from by you. Well, actually, the World Health Organization gave me my second strike. They actually flagged my show, my last live stream, when I was showing the stuff I take to take care of this stuff we're not supposed to talk about. I actually got an email from the WHO saying that they're the ones that had my, I think the live stream was deleted within like 2 hours. It was kind of cool. But I got my second strike. That's why I started doing a lot of kitty cat videos. And then I figured I'd wait till this stuff was more than close to being over, so I couldn't get another strike for trying to help you guys out with the knowledge I have. But that's apparently not allowed. Well, it was allowed for about 2 hours. That is such a shame. What we need is Elon Musk to buy YouTube and change them, get them to be less liberal and less beaten up on us. Well, believe it or not, Sarge, a kid when I was growing up in Navy Point had been in an accident, and I can't remember the kid's name for the life of me right now, but he actually had to wear a helmet because he had a metal plate in his head, his skull right here, and we were asshole kids back then, and he actually ended up getting homeschooled because of the ridicule he got for wearing the helmet. But he had to wear the helmet for medical reasons because he had a steel plate in his head from an accident he had been in, not of his own fault. And I wasn't an asshole to him. I wasn't like out of my way nice, but I was nice to him, and I always say hi and stuff like that. But yeah, he had to wear some, like a hockey helmet, I guess. I don't really watch hockey, so I don't know what their helmets look like, but it wasn't a helmet like a football helmet or a helmet that had like a glass shield or anything, but it was like a climber's helmet, I guess. Yeah, I'm getting too old for fighting. I just like winning with the least amount of pain. Yeah, so it makes you more less flamboyant in technique and a lot more efficient. And I ain't got the time or the energy. Ain't got the time or the energy. So let's get over with quick and remember there's nothing fair about a fight. Unless you win. Because the only fair thing is if you win. If you don't win, it's not a good fight. Hope you learned something. So don't happen again. No, if you fight, man, that's because you're intellectually unprepared to deal with the world. Because anytime you get in a fight, somewhere down the line, before that incident happened, you made a lot of wrong decisions that led you to that point. So you could easily intellectually get yourself out of a fight. So after you get in the fight, look at what happened, try and figure out what you could have done even an hour or two before then that would have changed the scenario to put you in a different spot other than what you were in. Here's a little trivia for you, and I'm sure you saw it if you watched the show Black Flag. Long John Silver got the name Long John Silver because his name was John Silver, and he had a long memory. And it kind of got thrown in Long John Silver to let people know in the time period that he was alive that you didn't want to fuck him over because he'd remember. And 4 or 5 years, 6 years, 7, 8 years later, he'd remember, and he was still John Silver. One of the more ruthless of pirates. And there's some interesting history behind pirates too, if you read them. Did you know that the skull and crossbones is actually started out as the symbol of John the Baptist, a religious Christian symbol, a Templar symbol, and a pirate symbol. Just an interesting historical fact. So what subject is people, any of you guys want to talk about? Anything special? I saw Mickey earlier. I think she jumped off. Let me go back up here. Lucy came in because she was unsubscribed. We're going to have to put YouTube in timeout for doing that crap. Actually, it makes me feel special, I guess. People getting unsubscribed, that means that I'm getting to be as good as the big boys who it happens to all the time, like Ninja and Financial Prepper and Arcadia Economics. They always have people getting unsubscribed. Man, that's why we're having conversations like online now, so we can spread information. I hope that I can bring information to the plate that you guys didn't know about, to use as a conversation piece, or maybe to bring up and say, wow, I didn't, to someone somewhere else, and maybe interest them into to buy a solid asset. What are my thoughts on civil unrest? A long time ago, I live in the first town to go bankrupt. We didn't have cops for about 6 months. It was, and I've made a choice a long time ago, and it works for animals too, in the rescue. I can only do what I can do where I'm at while I'm there. So I don't like speculating on a larger scale because I don't know the intricacies of what's going on in these different areas. And there's too many lies out there on TV to make a strong enough argument one way or another to have a belief or a feeling on it. Do I think that there are cabals out there that want that civil war? Yeah, because it fits in the narrative of destroying America economically, which has been a goal of, rich people, a rich person who's a Jew, German Jew with a beginning name S. He's wanted that for his whole career, and he's a billionaire, and he's pushed for it, paid for it. So will he get some sort of benefit from all the money he's spent and all the time he's spent trying to make that happen in America? I'm sure he probably will. He funded Antifa and a couple other places, groups out there that are antagonistic. But as in anything throughout time, the good will prevail, and be true to who you are, where you're at, when you're there, and represent that way. I'm obviously, if anything happens around here, I will be on the side of God, whatever side He tells me to be on, or I get the insight to be on. That's all I can say about that. Because I kind of hope it doesn't happen, because I don't want it to happen. I'd rather, 60s peace, love, and happiness, even though I don't care about that either. But that would be a better choice than any kind of war. Because there's nothing good, nothing ever really good comes of war. I mean, you have bad sleepless nights, even on the winning side. I mean, it's not a game, you know. Yeah, and yeah, Jake, summer love better. But yeah, no, I mean, you got to sell the narrative too. If you look at the January 6th thing, it's supposed to have been an insurrection, but really? Oh, okay. If that is an insurrection, then I guess a civil war would be people yelling curse words back across the street at each other or something. Because I didn't see no insurrection. Now, if there was a million people there with guns demanding change and wanting to, take the Congress and Senate to the gallows, that would have been an insurrection. But to have the cops open the door and unlock doors for you and stuff like that. Yeah, a cop was killed. Yeah, okay. Well, I think there's more to it than that. That was probably, there's more to that story. Just like that lady who was assassinated basically that night. Nothing's really been looked at about that. There's a lot of, we won't get the truth for a while, if ever. Yeah, I think actually the turning was talking about is America no longer funding wars, but Russia and China doing that and trying to push their principles onto the world. And that's why I know it's going to be a failure, because especially, I mean, seriously, people, I've done videos on this. China has re-education camps for Muslims, and they just brokered a deal between two Muslim countries that have hated each other. Tell me there's not ulterior motives going on. And when there are ulterior motives going on, they're always discovered, and it's never a good ending. Never. So I don't know what's going on there, but I wouldn't applaud it as a good thing, because it's going to blow up in their face big time. Big time. As a dumbass, I've seen the videos of the re-education camps in the northwest of China, where they have like fucking 500,000 Muslims, and they're re-educating them how not to be a Muslim. And China's making peace between two Muslim nations. Okay, sure, whatever you say. Better than a ship. Why don't we? There's a lot of islands out there. One could be bought. We could break away and become our own nation. It wouldn't be that hard. There's a lot of small countries out there with a lot of islands that wouldn't do a damn thing about it. I think that would be the best way to go. There's an island down. That's cold though. It's like $7 million. It's 3 miles long, half mile wide, down off of the coast of Chile near Antarctic. But if you dig into it for minerals and find some and build a fucking cave system, cold doesn't matter. Temperature always maintains the same. A couple, like 6 foot underground. But they only went 3 million for it. It's a pretty big island. Yeah, I guess I'm getting old there, John Bethy. I Summer of Love entices me as much as the Desert Sword. Six one, half dozen the other. Uh, yeah, Sarge, just like the Saudis are doing, build your own island. Actually, I think it'll probably land one day, John. If you look at, there's a couple things about Gulf of Mexico in between Cuba and South America. No, hold on, wait. To the northwest of Cuba and the trench that goes down at the Gulf of Mexico, then it comes up to Texas. It's like, let's see if I can do it for you guys. Cuba, and then like Texas and Mexico, and then Venezuela, and all these countries. Like right up here, they discovered, I think it's like a mile underwater, a city that they say could have held like 3 million people, but it's like a mile underwater. And also in the Gulf of Mexico, to the northeast of that, there's a brine pool of mercury. It's actually, they call it a sea because it's so large at the bottom of the Gulf of Mexico. Why? It's not a naturally occurring material to be all in one place like that, but it is a byproduct of a big old ass Starship engine. Just saying. Because they said it was Atlantis was in the Gulf of Mexico. I think Edgar Casey said it was off of the Bimini Road, which is in Florida. Of course, everyone else is saying a lot of things. I think not Michelangelo, but one of those old Pluto or something like that wrote about it being past the bridge of Gibraltar, the Arms of Gibraltar, or something like that, which would put it in the Atlantic. Yes, Sarge, I remember you have been keeping your eye on that ever since this started. Uh, I'd say over 25.50. Crispy. The price of silver on Friday of next week. Let me double check the price right now. Let's see here. All right, as of right now, the price of gold is $2,220.92. Silver is $24.18, and platinum is $1,071.66. Yeah, I say 25.50 next week. Good night, Sarge. Thank you very, very, very much for dropping by, brother. And good evening to you. Yeah, now, John, that's not a bad idea. Buy an old offshore rig. That's actually, if you maintain them, that's a good place. Move it into shallower waters. I mean, not shallow, but shallower. They actually have designs for floating cities over, I think, in Korea. They're pretty interesting designs too. I don't know if they'll work, but they're interesting designs all the same. But down there in like there's a fly. That was Gandalf. He's right here. You can't see him. He's jumping on the screen, trying to get a fly. There's actually a restaurant here in the Bay Area, in the Bay. It's called the Lighthouse Restaurant. It's a barge. They don't move it anymore. I think they used to move it. and you could go to it and eat dinner and whatnot on a barge, and it had an actual lighthouse. They built like a 2-story lighthouse on top of it, and that was like the advertisement to know where it was at. Well, we lost Ron and Sarge, and a couple other people haven't been speaking. Is there anything else you guys would like to speak about? I just wanted to come on tonight and speak about South Africa and in the early 2030s, actually building a nuclear power plant to take care of their power problems that they're having right now. That's why I think that they're going to have SMRs before then, because they have to have some sort of a medium in between to get power. Us, right on. Okay, Jake. Barges are good if you can put them like in protective coves. A barge would be real nice if you could get them up lakes. There's actually a hotel in Canada. I think there's 3 barges or 4 barges. It's like a 5-story hotel, wooden one. It's only open for like 6 months out of the year because they have to move it. Right on, Chris P. Well, I appreciate you coming in. I know I do these late for East Coast time. But I typically don't get home from work till about 3 hours ago, which would be 8:30, 9 o'clock your time anyhow. I do apologize for that. Yeah, well, like Chris Taylor said, Jake, I am genuinely happy that some people have been out there that took advantage and bought platinum at a good price and are going to get one hell of a good return if they choose to, because it's got a bright future to it. And I'll definitely see you, Chris P, next time you guys are live with Ron. And thank Ron again for stopping by. I want to talk to him a little bit more about the potential and where this First Mining Gold is going. As you all know, I'm not a gold bug at all. I'm more silver and platinum. But because of Ron's basement, and First Mining Gold looking pretty good, actually. Enough so where I'm going to buy them, throw $400 at it on Thursday. Hey, Jake, and then you got 3 more than me, and I am very happy for you. But you got 17 less than Ninja. I read that, Jake. I like pre-33 gold. And the first thing that went through my head is I could make a gold coin and make it look like a pre-33. And you could not tell it apart other than maybe what grew on the gold. Because the gold that was mined 5,000 years ago is on someone's finger and someone's ear. It's still being used in a changed form. But yeah, the old Roman coins that they discovered, what was that wreck down there? The Eustatia or something like that? Or they had all those gold coins, those old 16th century gold coins. Those would be cool. I would like to kind of sort of on point and off point. I actually am invested in SFRX. It's a treasure hunting company. And the reason it's something that got me interested in them was NASA and an astronaut got me interested in treasure hunting companies. And you're like, how did NASA and an astronaut get you interested in treasure hunting companies? Well, let me explain. There was an astronaut that was up in space. Yeah, Pete, that kind of goes historic. That the history of it's kind of cool. That's not only, but still, It gets melted down. Someone comes by and pilfers the wreck and doesn't let the government know. First thing they're going to do is melt it down in another form to get rid of it and get some cash. And that happens all the time. The wreck of the Utopia, I think it was, or something. I wish I knew. I know that. Have you guys heard about the? Was it like a couple thousand bars, gold bars? A couple thousand of them at the bottom of one of the lakes, one of the Great Lakes. It was Confederate gold that was discovered just laying on the bottom of the lake. I want to say Michigan, but I'm not 100% sure of that at all. See, Jake, it probably all got melted down. That's why I said, that's why when the first thing you said about pre-33s, I'm like, man, pre-33 probably was something from Alexandria before it was a pre-33, because the gold that's been above ground is still above ground and still in circulation. It's just not in the same form. So the gold you have in your ring for your wedding ring could be an Alexandrian coin that's 3,000 years old and melted down. It's just cool. They found at what was it, at Hitler's they called it, I think, the Crow's Nest, somewhere in the mountains in Switzerland, and there was a lake out there. I'll get back to that, Lucy, because it actually is stardust. It truly is. I can prove it. But there was it was called, I think, the Crow's Nest, and they found a couple big boxes of gold in the lake at the base of that hill of the Crow's Nest. It was Hitler's like summer retreat or something like that. Now, Lucy, back to yours. It's all to stardust in the end. Platinum or gold? No, gold and platinum, or gold and silver. Off the top of my head, can't remember. Two of the three come from neutron stars exploding. Truth, no lie. It's scientific fact. We're gold and so I think it's silver. Is one of them's from a neutron star exploding, and the other's from another star colliding with another star. It's a neutron star, and wow, I don't recall right now, but a neutron star produces one of those minerals, and I believe it's gold. So it actually is stardust, and I believe it's platinum, because that's why the moon has more platinum on it than on Earth, because the moon catches a lot of the shit that we don't, because it doesn't have a magnetic field. So it catches actually more of the space dust than the Earth does. So it is just stardust. Platinum and gold is just stardust, and it comes from neutron stars exploding. No, research it, girl. Research it. It's neutron stars, either exploding or colliding and exploding. Exploding basically, and outwardly. And then I have a theory about the black holes, because if you look at a black hole's horizon, it's got light that shoots out, or what we perceive from our pictures as light, and what that is elements. It's shooting out elements, and black holes don't stay like this. They like, so that top piece goes around and is shooting out, and the bottom piece, so it hits lots of targets throughout time and space and distance. And I think it reconstitutes all the stuff that we've absorbed, gets reshot out to be remanufactured for the next millenniums and millenniums and millenniums to do whatever it is that it does. Actually, Lucy, I don't mean to be a jerk. I 100% agree with you, but actually they found gold in volcanic runoff, and it was pure. It was the purest gold they've ever found, was in the volcano flats of the newly exploding volcano. It was like 98% pure or some crap like that because the heat of the volcano kind of kept it molded together and got rid of all the other elements that were mixed in with it. I apologize for being a dick, but I just read that like a year ago, a little less than a year ago, like 9 months ago. And it's cool because it makes you want to go. At least it makes me want to go up to a fall volcanic lava flow with a metal detector. Because I mean, I saw a picture of this shit. It was a chunk. It was in the tens of ounces, and it was at the base of the flow. As the flow comes down and it like stopped and hardened or whatnot, right there, it was like you take a pickaxe or something, just hit it, and it fell off, and the top part was like black volcanic rock, and up underneath it was the damn near purest gold they've ever found. That's what I'm talking about, John. And here's another interesting thing. Pete the Sasquatch, if you're still here, you might one day want to check this out. Up in Lasik Volcanic National Park. It's in the northeast of California, right below Oregon. You've heard of stalactites and stalagmites in caves. The stalactites and stalagmites are like this. Well, there is a thing called a magnetite. They found only in 2 places on the planet, one of them, and they discovered it. It was I want to say maybe 14 or 15 years ago was the first discovery of it at Lasik Volcanic National Park, called a magnetite, and it comes out of the side of rocks and the fractures of rocks, and it only happens in seismically active regions of the world. And there's only 2 spots they found them. One is Lasik Volcanic National Park, and it comes out the side of the wall and it spins around in a circular formation. It's badass. They also have a deep well there they haven't gotten to the bottom of yet. They send divers down every now and then to map it out. No, gold is ferrous. Yeah, no, gold is ferrous from my understanding. Hold on here. Who has the metal detector? Pete, do you have a metal detector? Because I damn sure want to come down and see you. You got a metal detector. We'll go detecting for gold. They've actually found gold down there in the deserts in Southern California, in the mountains. There's some good gold batches still to be had. You got a super bloom going on this year down there in Death Valley, where they have a lot of floral bloomage. It's like you can see it from the satellite. If you go on a satellite view of the Earth, like Google Satellite, and you look over Death Valley, scope it a little bit, you'll see a lot of yellow. It's a super bloom going on because they got rain this year. Happens like every 4 or 5 years, 6 years, something like that. I I watch a lot of documentaries because I don't read a lot. It puts me to sleep. I found other ways to gain knowledge. I actually hang out with smart people and kind of like a sponge, absorb their knowledge. Or I'll watch a YouTube video on something or a documentary or something. Oh, sweet, Lucy. If you're in California, in the north central or eastern California, because of that little dam, the release issue we had, where the water washed away the downspill or something like that, that deposited a lot of gold. I know a lot of guys that are finding smaller, well, big nuggets compared to what they used to be. I mean, they're fresh nuggets. They came from somewhere, and I attribute it to the masses amounts of gallons that flooded out of that lake up there and hit that river. I mean, it destroyed it, like hydrofractured down to bedrock. There's like 30, 40 foot of soil on top of this bedrock on this mountain. As the down run drain, or whatever the hell it was called, it broke, and it hit. Oh man, it took down the bedrock, that water did. So there's a lot of gold up in coming down this river from Northeast California, along with the fires we had. So I discovered that as well. The fires they lit burn out here about 5 years ago in the mountain areas. Uh, there was lots of trees, and trees' roots get in the rocks, so the fire burns the rocks or burns the tree roots. The smoldering is down there that burns them, and then in the wintertime with the rain, it comes in, fills with water, and then freezes. And that's hydrofracking. That's a form of hydrofracking, and you get more landslides because of it, and it uncovers a lot more gold, sends it down the creeks and whatnot. You know, one thing I can say, if you're in California looking for gold, is a free tip. Please research on your own to make sure that you go to the right spots. We averaged 3 foot of rain for over 1,000 years. So every dry creek or every ravine that you think's never seen water, well, it wasn't seeing water, too much water back in after they started cutting down the redwoods around 1849. So when they hit Amador River and the bigger rivers, they missed a lot of these creeks coming down these side gullies and ravines, because the difference between what we get now is 11 inches of water average yearly. What we used to get was a little over 3 foot. So with that 2 foot of extra water, all those little side gullies and ravines used to push water down them. And no one's gone looking up there for gold because they've been dry in our lifetimes, in our parents' lifetimes. They've been dry because we tore down all the redwoods, and trees form their own weather systems. I don't call the actual word, but they create their own micro weather systems. And if you have 300, 200, 300 foot redwood trees, you're going to get a lot more rain. That's where we used to get over 3 foot. Now we get less than a foot. So look in areas that are now dry that you don't think have seen rain in 100 years. That's where you can find gold more likely. Yeah, there you go, Lucy Bean. Cool. Yeah, actually, we have like 250% of snowfall. So we're going to have it's going to be later in the year, and we're still going to have good runoff. Yosemite's waterfalls are probably going to be freezing. They'll probably freeze over in the next year, into this year's winter. It will still be running off. I don't think it'll all melt off. It might, but I don't think so. I mean, 250% of normal. That's a heck of a lot of more than normal. That means if they were getting 10 foot, they got 25 foot. If they got 20 foot, they were getting 50 foot. That's a lot. I know up at Crater Lake, which is just in Oregon, I used to go up there quite a bit. They had this 3-story, or still have this 3-story welcome center, and you could walk on the snow up to the 3rd floor of the roof. That's how thick the snow was up there. So if they got 2.5 times as much snow, I bet they closed down for a couple months. Chris P. Pachinga. Now let me tell you something. I don't know if anyone's told you this or not. You're 100% correct, by the way. A couple reasons. The second largest in the world open pit gold mine is opening up north of Cerro Gordo in the Sierra Nevada, Central California. When I heard that, I crapped my pants because I just went to a job down in Santa Cruz where we had a 2.5-hour orientation on a black newt, endangered species. What? A black spotted newt? Sounds like a freaking, what do you call it? That English guy he made those funny movies. It sounds like one of those funny movies. I don't recall his name right now. I do appreciate you coming by, Jake, and I'm very, very happy for you for taking advantage of getting some platinum at the cheap price that you got it from, brother. You have yourself a good evening. God bless you, brother. Yeah, I guess I'm going to call it a night because I know Chris P is going to be leaving soon because it's midnight easy. Yeah, it's midnight at your house, Chris. Not sure where you're at, Lucy, but I'm sure it's pretty late there. I think at Jake's house it's probably 11 o'clock. I think he's in East Texas. God bless you, brother. See Ralphie's show or one of the shows we always see each other on. we all are very like-minded and are drawn to similar YouTube shows, whether it's Mario or well, then it's still early for you, girl. It's just turned 9 o'clock, and you're actually Pacific Northwest. You're in a real good spot for gold, actually. That's why I always say buy silver and platinum because gold is so easy to find out here. I haven't gone looking, but I have done research. Because I ain't gonna waste my time. I want best possible odds as I can get, and if I'm gonna waste $2,000 on a very good metal detector and equipment, I want to have as much knowledge as possible to not guarantee that I'll find it, but give me the absolute best chance that I can of finding it. And that includes learning about rain, weather patterns, where the redwoods stopped and the Pacific Northwestern pine tree started, or the aspen pine, whatever. I want to learn a lot. Hey, Jeff, thank you very much, sir. I appreciate you coming by and bullshitting with us. And I hope you have a great night and buy some silver and platinum. It's still cheap if you can afford it. And I don't know of any. I guess in the future I'll get more updated. There has been in the past 7 or 8 months 2 very, very nice meteor showers that I have not heard of on media outlets. So I guess I will start bringing those to you guys when I learn of them as well on these live streams, which I'll try and have at least every Saturday. I'll try and get it more regular. I have been doing these videos for a little over a year now. So I'll try and get a little more regular with them and get more settled. I'm a little bit more comfortable with talking with you people, and even though we don't see each other face to face, I feel like a freaking idiot. All I see is my face. I'm looking at myself right now. I'm not seeing you beautiful people. Every now and then I see a cat behind me. So I'm getting more comfortable. And that's the Vallejo National Anthem, God of Sirens. I actually got a couple people for some different organizations in town wanting me to go to City Hall meetings and start putting them in check because of I appreciate that, Chris. I follow, well, I guess like the Ninja and Ron's shows where it's kind of sort of not scripted and I just talk about whatever. I talk about what I wanted to talk about at first, and then it just goes where it goes. So and I feel like the Ninja sometimes because I'll be going in conversation and then I'll see what someone say something that's very interesting and I get sidetracked. It's like squirrel. And then I forget what I'm saying. And it was like, I had a point. Damn it. What was it? Where'd I drop it? Lights are out. I can't find it. But, it is what it is. I hope you people understand. That's why I smoke pot too. You can blame it on that. But it's not. It's because I'm manic. And I have like 4 or 5 things going on in my mind at once. And I actually I've got 4 inventions right now that 2 I'm not working on because I need to get the other 2 out of the way and get them hopefully to profitable range, because the other 2 are a little more expensive, but it's all sequence of events, all of which includes me working, which sucks. And 30 years ironwork, brah. I am getting I need a change. I need to be able lay out in my hammock and count the leaves that fall on the ground and make as much money. Or sit on an inner tube flowing down a river. You guys ever do that? It's called tubing. We do a lot in the Southeast. Hey, good night, Pete. Appreciate you being here. And I guess I am going to call it. It's been a good live stream. It's been a little over 2 hours. Again, in June, I will be giving away. I'll probably end up giving away 3 10,000 silver coins to as many people as I can. And the reason why I say that is because I need time to figure out how I will safely and securely get addresses to be able to mail them to without everybody knowing. So I'll probably like start an email address or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out before then. But anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and let you people go. I do appreciate your valuable time that you spend with me. I hope that you got some more knowledge, or at least some interesting stuff that makes you want to research on your own, so that you will learn even more, because knowledge truly is power, and you are powerful. Email Chris. I'm probably going to hook up with you and Ron to get more exacts on that, because I know you guys did a great job on that. Hey, I appreciate you, man, Pete, Chris, everybody, Jeff, Lee, Lucy, Jake, all you guys. I do appreciate you all. And my main happiness on this one is if you guys have got enough interesting stuff that'll make you want to research and learn some new stuff, because knowledge is power, and you are powerful. And if you get more knowledge, you're even more powerful, and you can make more positive change. And the more of us like-minded people who can make positive changes and have the power of knowledge behind us to do it, the more successful we'll be, and we'll be able to get our countries back and life back in order. And to do that, we need to share information and become engaged and have good, healthy debates with each other, and enlighten each other, and wake each other up to different thought processes and ways of doing things that can profit in our daily lives. I appreciate every one of you, and you guys have a nice night. I'm going to press this end stream button right now. Peace, love, and happiness. God bless America and everyone here. Be kind, helpful, and grateful, and learn something new every day. So that way in 365 days, you have 365 new things you've learned, and that'll make you more powerful. God bless y'all.